You know that feeling. You pour your heart into an animation, spending days or weeks perfecting it, only to feel it still doesn't look like those projects from the big studios? The truth is, making 3D animations look expensive, professional, studio level, doesn't mean working harder, it means working smarter. It's really about making the right choices. Cutting workload, keep your sanity, and finally feel proud of work that actually gets noticed and rewarded. Every professional-looking animation starts before you even open your software. It starts with intent. Think about it. Does a super wide shot feel the same as a vertical one? Of course not. Wide feels cinematic, storytelling, dramatic. Vertical feels raw, social, casual. Even frame rate can change the entire mood. Into the Spider-Verse is a great example for this concept. Some shots run at 24 frames per second, some characters animate ontos, 12 frames per second, and others even less. Why? Because they wanted you to feel the difference, to feel awkwardness, speed, weight, and you'll also save render time. The point, be intentional. It's not about throwing in everything you know, it's about asking, what feeling do I want the audience to have? Let's ask questions to ourselves. More doesn't mean better. More frames, more details, more effects. They don't always help. It can, but sometimes less is more. It's all about working smarter, not harder. One of the easiest hacks to make your scenes instantly more believable is working at real-world scale. If your objects match real dimensions, everything else works better. Lights, textures, simulations. Suddenly, your soft body bounce looks natural, your cloth sim behaves correctly, and your camera depth of field feels real. The day I actually started working at real scale and not just putting stuff around, my sims finally stopped acting drunk, and my works finally started to make sense. Start from there, trust me, it saves endless tweaking and keeps your scene consistent from the ground up. Okay, now let's talk about rhythm. Have you ever seen an animation that looked stiff even though nothing was technically wrong? Animation isn't just about how things move, it's about how we time those movements. You can use linear curves for loops, ease in, out, for natural grounded looks, or exaggerated arcs to express energy and impact. Ask yourself, do I want the audience to feel rush, calm, or tension? Then set your timing to match. Editing play a big role in it too. Quick cuts equals adrenaline, chaos. Slow pacing equals suspense, importance. A close-up equals intimacy, connection. It's like music. Change the rhythm, and the same notes tell a different story. Let's take two models in the same exact scene. Same shape, same size. One has a flat, diffuse texture. The other has tiny scratches, slight bumps, subtle color variations. Which one feels more real? This one, right? And it's not just textures. A small prop in the background, a little depth in the environment. This tells the audience this world exists and you can make the non-visible visible. Details don't need to be loud, they just need to be there. Here's a fun test. Does this house look bigger or this one, and why? Focal length changes perception. Wide lenses exaggerate space. Rooms feel bigger, objects distorted. Telephoto lenses compress space. Objects look larger, closer together. In 3D software, you already have great presets available, but you can also experiment yourself or play with keyframes and animating it. Change the lens, change the story. Lighting is your secret weapon. Imagine the same model lit with a flat overhead light. It looks cheap. Now add a rim light, some soft shadows, a bit of depth of field. Suddenly it feels cinematic. Lighting is mood. Lighting is depth. Lighting is what makes a cube look like art. Harsh light feels raw, gritty. Soft light feels polished, expensive. Warm light feels safe. Cool light feels distant. Repetition kills creativity. If you find yourself always rebuilding the same lighting rig, the same render settings, or the same material nodes, stop. A base scene with your go-to lighting, a simple camera rig, maybe some default shaders already prepared. This way, every new project starts easy. You skip the boring part and dive straight into creativity. Be free to create your comfy environment. It saves hours every month, but more importantly, it frees up mental energy for the fun stuff. You can also use prefabs and starting setups. Here's a bunch of them. Sometimes the best thing you can do for your animation isn't adding another detail. It's stepping away. When you stare at the same timeline for hours, your brain goes blind to the obvious. Ever happened to you? You show a render to a friend and only then realize there's a weird reflection or a background object floating in the air that you never noticed. That's why taking breaks, distracting yourself, and coming back with fresh eyes is priceless. Inspiration also comes from outside your projects. Look at your favorite films, photography, or even paintings. Resetting your brain gives you a completely new perspective. Even after good lighting, raw renders can look unfinished. That's where color correction and post come in. Slightly more contrast, warmer highlights, cooler shadows, maybe a LUT to give it that cinematic film look. In animation, color grading is the polish that makes everything feel professional and cohesive. And now, the one thing most animators ignore, sound design. Let's make a quick test. Play your animation muted. Feels okay? Now add sound. It's different, right? Didn't you see and feel things even if the video didn't change? Because sound here doesn't just support the visuals, it multiplies them. Half of what the audience feels comes from the audio. Ignore it, and you cut your work's impact in half. So yeah, you don't need new hardware or endless hours. You just need to make smart, intentional choices, because looking professional isn't about doing more. It's about doing it the right way. If you want to see me dive deeper into fun and creative stuff, you can subscribe to the channel. And if you want to join a community of 3D artists leveling up together, links below.